press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Now, India's Prime Minister has warned against what he calls threats to global civilization as he made the opening address at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland. Narendra Modi also cautioned that protectionism is spreading. 3,000 delegates, including 70 world leaders, are attending this year's summit in the ski resort of Davos. US President Donald Trump will close the gathering on Thursday. Let's speak now to our correspondent, Jonah Hull, who's in Davos for us. So, Jonah, Donald Trump on his way. Is Davos ready for the US president?
Well, there are avalanche warnings in place today, Nick. I can tell you Davos has had more snow in the last week than it's had since 1990, which was the last time a US president visited here. That was Bill Clinton. Whether they're more concerned about avalanches or Donald Trump arriving is the big question, though, because, of course, as candidate Trump, he was pretty unkind about the global elite, the sort of people who gather here were dismissed by he and his team as the party of Davos. Well, a year in office, and he is indeed, as you say, on his way, arriving on Wednesday or Thursday, probably more likely, and he's due to give the closing address on Friday, which is probably the most anticipated moment of the week, and everyone here will be watching and waiting to see whether perhaps he uses the opportunity to reach out to the global elite, to try and make peace with them, to extend the hand of the US economy to the global economy once again, or whether he needles them, whether he antagonizes his audience on Friday with talk of America first, his policy of economic nationalism, protectionism essentially, which is anathema here. And as you said, Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister who opened the Davos week with a speech a couple of hours ago here, warned that protectionism was in danger of threatening globalization, and that, I think, will be seen by many here as a thinly veiled sort of attack aimed at Donald Trump.
All right, Jonah, what else is happening there at Davos?
Nick, as you said there, 70 world leaders, heads of state and government, as well as just about every CEO, big businessman, thinker, political policy maker, technologist, and so on, is gathered here. All the NGOs as well. Of course, there's a list as long as my arm of big themes and topics being discussed. The biggest, perhaps, Davos talking about gender inequality and wealth inequality, having, if you like, its Me Too moment, pushing women's issues way up to the top of the agenda, and also looking at bridging this enormous wealth inequality that exists in the world. The forum warning that global growth can only continue. There is something of a boom going on here now in the world now, which people are very happy about here, can only continue if inequality is brought down. The NGOs at the same time warning that gap has grown increasingly large. The world's 8 richest people, many of them here indeed, own as much wealth, they say, as the world's poorest 4 billion. So those are some of the themes and topics under discussion.
All right, that's a picture in Davos. Jonah Hull, thanks very much indeed. That is it.